Hi twin flames, today I will be giving you 3 tips to make your twin flame relationship work. And if you haven't yet manifested your twin flame union, I will also be sharing how you can use these tips right now to not only manifest your twin flame union, but also to prepare yourself to have a harmonious and beautiful relationship with your twin flame. So if you'd like to learn more about that, then let's get right into it. Tip number 1 to make your twin flame relationship work is to communicate effectively and often. Like any other relationship, twin flame relationships require communication. You need to actually speak to each other. To have a relationship, you need to share how you're feeling, share about your ideas and your likes and dislikes. And your twin flame needs to, in return, share those things with you as well. And sure, if you don't communicate, then maybe there's no conflict at all, so there's no fighting. But on the other hand, is that really a relationship? Or is that just 2 people coexisting? So what you want to do is, first of all, you want to make sure that you have good communication within yourself, because your twin flame is your divine mirror. So the better the communication you have within yourself, so for example, listening to your intuition and expressing yourself, right? The easier you find it to express yourself and stand up for yourself and put some boundaries in situations that require them, then the easier it will be for you to communicate with your twin flame. And you'll notice that your twin flame finds it much easier to communicate with you in this way. So you can work on effective communication whether you are in union or not, obviously. But the extra step here, if you are in your union, is that you want to be sharing honestly and authentically and from your heart. You don't want to just be afraid of offending your twin flame or hurting their feelings. Of course, this doesn't mean to be intentionally cruel in any way. But on the other hand, you shouldn't be afraid to speak your mind or, again, maybe placing a boundary where it's needed. As you can see, I'm very big on boundaries because they are a great way to show your twin flame how you desire to be loved, and by extension, the rest of the world. A boundary is not a wall, it's actually a better way you can receive love because you're showing the other person that, hey, this is the way I desire to be loved. And if they truly do love you at the core, then they will conform to that boundary and your relationship will become even better. And if they don't, they'll just vibe away and yeah, it's a win-win situation. I don't see anything bad about it. Communicating effectively and often doesn't mean being on the phone for 5 hours a day or more. It doesn't mean that you will speak every second of every day. Of course, there are some natural pauses in conversation and it's okay to embrace those things too. I also believe that communication, in this case, is the nonverbal communication. So for example, let's say there's a bit of a pause when you're with your twin flame in the same room. Do you feel awkward or do you feel peaceful? If you feel awkward or there's something missing, then it would be a good idea to look within yourself, maybe do some mirror exercise, find out, what it is that you don't really feel at ease here. And as you work on those things on yourself, then you'll notice that communication naturally becomes easier and more open with your twin flame. And whether you are in twin flame union or not, and if you're struggling with communication in any way, then I can help you with that. I'm a certified ascension coach and I've helped so many twin flames get into their union, improve their communication with their twin flame and with their intuition, with their heart. So if you would like some support here, then feel free to reach out to me in my email or to request a free consultation with me. I'll have the links to both down below. Tip number 2 is kind of related, but not the same, and it is to express love and affection when it is authentic for you. So a lot of times, especially when you've been with your twin flame for a while, you might not think to express your appreciation or admiration, but that actually can make the relationship go stale very fast. Because if all you're focusing on is the negative, for example, because, oh, we've been fighting for a few days now and all that, and you're forgetting the positive qualities that attracted you so much to your twin flame in the first place, then of course there's going to be a heavy negative energy in the relationship, and you really don't want that because that builds resentment, and resentment is the killer of all relationships. If you're not in union, or even if you are in union, and you can also practice this with yourself, appreciating yourself for no other reason than just existing. You don't have to do something or be a certain way to receive appreciation. You can just, even now after this video, you can just go appreciate yourself and all the things that you like about yourself. And if you might think there's nothing you like about yourself, then I definitely encourage you to do some soul searching here, do some healing in that area, because I'm sure there's definitely things that are wonderful about you, even if you don't see them yet. And I'm sure about that because you are divine. How could there be something about you that is not lovable? Expressing appreciation, love, and affection are also a great way to keep romance fresh and to be in this romance energy. And maybe you've been on the internet for a while and you've seen this trend about making your life a bit more romantic, changing the decoration in your house, making sure that everything feels more romantic, even the way that you take your coffee in the morning. And that's a really beautiful way to really appreciate your life, appreciate yourself, and appreciate everything that you have so that you can attract even more blessings. This is also a great tip if you want to manifest more romance and more affection in your twin flame relationship, because what you focus your attention on is what you will manifest, because you keep putting energy in that and focusing on that and visualizing it. So eventually it has to come true. And of course, there is a buffer period. It's not going to manifest out of thin air just because you thought a bad thought and immediately it's going to manifest. But if, for example, you're only focusing on what you don't like about your twin flame and about yourself, you're going to manifest your twin flame acting in the ways that you don't like, obviously, and them embodying those characteristics that you don't like. And you're going to also notice those things that you don't like about yourself even more. You'll notice other people notice those things even more, and those things don't get healed, or you're not able to outgrow those things that you don't like about yourself. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And finally, tip number 3 to make your twin flame relationship work is to make time and space to be together and do things together. That is very important as well, because of course it's very easy to do that in the first stages of any relationship because there's so much energy in there. But it's also important to keep making time for each other, because maybe you've moved in with your twin flame and then the conversations are all about the dishes. And that's not optimal, of course. The great thing about twin flames is that you don't have to try very hard to keep the relationship fresh, because on its own it will keep being fresh. But of course you need to put in the energy, and you need to invest some energy in, putting some time aside in your day to spend time with your twin flame. Maybe you want to do a puzzle together, or maybe you want to go on a walk, maybe you want to discuss what your life purpose is and actually start taking action. Because a fun fact here is that as soon as you come into your twin flame union and you ground in that vibration, you will start to naturally seek out your life purpose. And because that's what you're meant to do with your twin flame, that's the whole purpose of twin flame union. It is, of course, love and romance, but it's also blessing the planet with your unique gifts and talents, because nobody else is like you and nobody else can do the things you can do. Even if, two people do the same thing, they don't do it the same way. There's always a unique flavor. So that's another great way to make your twin flame relationship work, by focusing on your life purpose. Of course, not to the detriment of everything else. Like, for example, overworking yourselves and not spending any time with each other and romancing each other. But you want to have a balance here. And of course, if you're not in union yet, then you can definitely start working on your life purpose right now, because your life purpose is what magnetizes your twin flame to you. If you don't know who your twin flame is, then you can still magnetize them very easily by working on your life purpose, because some people are guided to that journey first to find out what they're meant to do here and how to do it effectively. So both journeys are essentially the same journey. They're one. And if that's the direction your spiritual journey is calling you to be in, then that's really good, because you're very close to manifesting your twin flame. So this was today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.